It's a Thursday and I'm streaming. A little weird, but gonna do it. I have a lot of flying to make up for, so I was gonna fly anyway, figured might as well turn the stream on. Hey Chris, what's up? Well. Dude, the trees look so good. I just got an update for the Bijan Four Seasons trees. I don't know if he improved the trees at all. Like normally when he updates it, he's just adding them to new locations, or like customizing trees in certain parts of the world. But yeah, I'm using the fall ones, I guess a little bit early, but they just look awesome. Hey Oil, what's up? It's very clear here though. So I'm at, oh, are those windmills out there? It's like a bunch of windmills or some kind of towers out there. Let's see where I'm at. I'm at this airport, 8 Kilo 8. I'm gonna fly in the United States still. What is this? Oh, you can report an airport. Got it. I'm at 8 Kilo 8. I'm gonna do this short grasshopper bush flight. I remember a few months ago I started with these, or I was doing a bunch of these grasshopper ones. This is like a series of grass strip cargo missions that they put together. These like custom non-computer generated ones in Skypark, so they're like custom hand-built ones. Yeah, this is a 63-mile flight to deliver some sand to Oklahoma, it looks like. So we're going from Kansas down to Beaver, Oklahoma. And it looks like both of them have asphalt strips actually, and grass strips. So maybe we'll land on the asphalt strips. We'll see what the winds are doing. And I'm back in the 172. I feel like I've been flying the Grand Caravan quite a bit. I fly the Grand Caravan for a lot of my full videos because I'm usually using on-air company when I do those. And the Grand Caravan's the primary plane I fly for on-air company. But when I use Skypark, I can just fly whatever I want without having to like find and rent and transport a new plane and all that. So the flexibility of it's pretty cool. Look, I'm pretending like I'm a real pilot doing an inspection. Like I know what I'm doing. Yes, I know what I'm doing. I'm moving the elevators with my hand, checking for rats, checking for critters in here. Make sure it moves freely. I really need to get on a small plane again. Have my partner take me up in her Piper. I'm gonna wait a few minutes before I take off in case Schwartz or Fly Farther hop in here and want to fly around. I actually Fly Farther always flies the helicopter, the H-135, and I've had it turned off for a while. I haven't had that mod on because we went through Sim Update 5 and then a couple hot fixes, and then what else did we have after that? We had then World Update 6. So all those different things, all those different updates happening, I really had very few mods installed for a while. So I finally installed those again, just so if someone's flying around in the chopper or one of the other popular flightsim.to planes, then I'll actually see their plane instead of like a floating Cessna or something. Just check for wasps in the stall horn. Is that a real thing? Hey Andrew, how's it going? Where's the stall horn? I wish there was more variety in, I mean, not that you really see your pilot very much, but I wish there was more of a variety. Actually, my number one wish, really, outside of, I think, every feature I can think of, the number one thing I want in Microsoft Flight Simulator is more ATC voices. I remember when the game launched last year, there was just one voice using their Acture, like, you know, it's all cloud-based, like it generates it all through the cloud or something. I don't know. But the quality of the voices are pretty good, but there was just one. And then in one of the first big updates they did, they added 2 more voices. So now we have the 3 different voices, like 2 male and 1 female, I think. It would be so cool if there were like 24 voices or something. Like, how awesome would that be? I just think it would add a lot of realism to ATC, and because you just have 3 voices from the controllers and the other pilots if you're using live traffic or ATC traffic. So anyway, I should get this thing started up. I think I'm gonna do, I always use the assisted checklist and let the co-pilot do it, but I think I'm just gonna follow them manually this time to be a little more thorough. But what's really nice is you can still cheat a little bit. I really like this evaluation mode right here. The airport we're at is, it's in the United States. It's 8 Kilo 8. It's a very small airport in, I don't know how to say this, Cimarron in Kansas. So we're gonna fly from Kansas down to Oklahoma. I think it's just a north or up to, or is it down to Oklahoma? It's only a 63-mile flight first, so I'm gonna deliver this natural sand. Very important. Looks like we'll earn, how much money will we earn on this one? Whoa, that's kind of a lot actually. 1,600 bucks. Oh, that's why. Okay, it's not really that much. It was only 300 bucks. The fee is there because I had my pilot in Japan for some reason, so I just instant traveled back to the United States. Yeah, and this says turboprops and piston are recommended. Yeah, just because there's grass runways here. So, and our flight is just goes straight. Oh, I guess it's southwestwardly. So from 8 Kilo 8, and I'm on the US West server if you guys want to fly along. This is a pretty short first flight. I'll do a few flights tonight. 8 Kilo 8 down to Kilo 44. And I'm going to take the 172. All right, and this evaluation mode is awesome. So you can, you guys probably, any of you guys that watched before, you guys know that I always cheat and use the autocomplete page. So anyway, what I'm gonna do in this case, I'm just such a sucker for all the automation, obviously, which is why I like all the Garmin systems. But here I usually use autocomplete page. You can do this if you have the assistance options. You have the assisted checklist option turned on. Here, what you can do is hit evaluation as well. So it'll actually move the camera for you. So you can kind of feel like you're doing it at the same time. Hey, James, how's it going? Really enjoy the content catered right to my interests. Sweet. All the Garmin stuff. I'm just all into the nerdy stuff, so glad that it's helping out. Check the aircraft documentation. All right, checked it. We'll just assume that we have the POH and all that with us. So this, can you do this on Xbox X? You can definitely fly the Cessna on Xbox X. This SkyPad, I'm not sure what you're talking about, Mr. Mondeo, but the this app is an add-on. It's for PC, but for Xbox, you can do the flight. You can do the these assisted checklists if that's what you're talking about. On the G1000 NXi, how do you quickly delete your entire flight plan? Just open the flight plan page, press the menu button, and then scroll down to delete flight plan and hit enter. Hey Merlin, what's up? Oh, your home state's Kansas? Awesome. I mean, I knew that, and that's why I picked Kansas. Yeah, we're at, sorry, that music's a little loud, isn't it? Let me turn that down a little bit. I found a playlist that's hopefully a little better, so we'll see how it goes. You guys can be critics. 8 Kilo 8, so I don't know if you know this one. We're flying south to Beaver, I guess, in Oklahoma. What is this near? Does it show any city names over here? Looks like it only shows maybe a couple major cities or something. Yeah, we're going from Cimarron, if I'm saying that right. Oh, earning money. Yeah, it's an add-on app, so there's nothing like that available for Xbox yet, as far as I know. Do you know if you'll be able to do anything with the money in our bank in Skypark? I hope so. Right now, it's only used for travel fees, but inside the settings forever listed, they've had this where it says aircraft fleet management soon. So I'm hoping eventually we get some sort of new features. Like, it feels like it's been like 6 months or longer since there's been many features added to Skypark. They keep adding content, you know, which is great. There's always posts about new routes to fly and stuff like that, but I'd like some new features. So fleet management would be pretty sweet. I don't really know how they intend on doing it, but because they simplified everything else so much, I hope it's done in kind of a more modern, simplified way than some of the other apps like NeoFly and On Air. They're a little tedious, so it would be cool if, yeah, it would be cool if you could, like, if you started with a smaller plane too. I like that idea of progression. Like, you start with a small plane and then you have to work your way up by earning money until you can rent a bigger one, until you can actually own your own. I like that part of like On Air Company, which is pretty cool. You want to be able to hire pilots to do the black market missions? Yeah, you can do. I mean, that's one bonus to On Air Company. Like, even though it's a subscription, if you pay for a year or two, like I think I paid for 2 years in advance because it's so much cheaper. It's like $2 or $3 a month instead of like $8 or $10 a month if you do a long-term plan or a prepaid card, basically. On Air Company has all that like tycoon stuff if you enjoy that kind of stuff. So you can buy FBOs that sell fuel. You can rent out planes that you buy. You can have AI pilots working for you. You can hire contractors and freelancers. And there's a whole thing with On Air Company that I've never done, which is doing that like tycoon, like business management kind of side of it. And they even made it so you can do it through a web browser. So if you're not even at your sim, you can like manage your aircraft, your airliner, like from your iPad or your laptop or whatever, you know. It's pretty cool. And On Air Company is more like NeoFly. They're a bit more advanced. Like I always say, I use Skypark just because it's really easy. It's really flexible. I can just hop into any plane. You don't have to worry about like doing fuel calculations or weight or anything like that. On Air, you know, On Air and NeoFly, they actually change the weight and the fuel of your plane. So here, they'll actually automatically set the fuel based on what you have configured in NeoFly and in On Air Company. So you actually have to refuel the plane. I've almost gotten stranded before in NeoFly, or sorry, in On Air Company. It would be the same for either one. But if you land at an airport that doesn't actually sell fuel, I've ended up having to stop mid-flight multiple times to get fuel because I miscalculated or I just forgot to fill it up. Like, it's pretty intense. And it also weighs the plane down. So you take your maximum cargo limit and you really notice it in the dynamics of flying, especially on takeoff. If you're in any kind of weather and stuff, it gets pretty crazy there with the weight differences. You're not always just flying with like no extra weight. So yeah, I recommend it. I mainly do I think Skypark's a great intro to the career mods, and you know, it's a one-time fee, so it's more approachable than a subscription like On Air. But anyway, they're all great, but yeah, On Air definitely feels hardcore. Alternator and battery on.
Primary flight display, PFD. Check on.
It's working.
Fuel quantity indicators.
Fuel quantity indicators. Oh, so I guess the NXi doesn't work in the single screen mode yet. So my fuel quantity indicator is not shown here. Normally when you have just one G1000 screen turned on, it actually gives you a combined view where it pushes this left side over to the right, puts all your engine information on the left right here that you would normally see over here on the MFD. But it looks like that's not a thing right now.
Check. Low fuel.
So we'll just say that we have it.
Off. Oil pressure annunciator. Check on. Low vacuum annunciator.
Check.
Check on.
Low vacuum on.
Avionics switch. Bus 1.
Bus 1 on.
Forward avionics fan. Check fan is heard.
Have I tried the GNS 530 430 improvement mod? If you're talking about the one, there's one on GitHub by that guy PimArc. What is it? PMS 50 or something. I've used his a lot. I used to use that a ton when I first started with a sim, and I like it. It's definitely good if that's the one you're talking about. Yeah, I think I don't know the last updates he's made to it, but yeah, it has a lot of bug fixes. It has a traffic map. It has a working OBS mode. So I totally recommend it. If you're flying with a 530 or 430, I would definitely use that mod, 100%. And that guy also makes the GTN 750 mod, which I've tried on the stream before, and it's also really cool. The 750 is great. It's a touchscreen. So actually, let me link to his site right now for you guys, just in case you're interested. There's a free and a paid version of the 750, but it's also worth checking out. Yeah, so there's a link to the 750, but this is the same guy that makes the 530, 430 mod. So yeah, I recommend that 100%. And the 750 is great too. What's really nice about the 750 is it's touchscreen, so it's just really easy to use in the sim. It just makes things easier. You don't have to hunt around for dials everywhere or knobs everywhere, and buttons. So, and it also integrates with a lot of the third-party planes. So if you fly like the Piper Arrows, like the Coronado or the Just Flight Aero 3s, Aero 4 turbos, and the Warrior, it integrates right into the cockpit. It looks like it was built for it. And then the 750 also will replace the G1000 screens. I would double check that it doesn't conflict with the NXi. You might have to uninstall the NXi if you want to use the 750 in a G1000 plane, because it basically puts a 750 screen right in the middle of this, and it becomes a touch screen is how it works. Hey, Logan, what's up? Yeah, the NXi is awesome. Oh, hey, I know, I recognize the name K2017, 20,017. I don't know how to say it, but yeah. How's it going, dude? I know you're on the team. Great to see you. Just got home from flying UH-60M all day. What's a UH-60M? I'm looking it up right now. UH-60M. Oh, a Blackhawk? What? For Hurricane Ida support, it's great to come home and see you streaming. Man, I'm intimidated. Don't judge me. You fly a Blackhawk in real life. Now I'm a little worried. I'm struggling with the 172 checklist right now. That's crazy, Logan. Awesome, man. Hurricane Ida support. That's amazing. Well, I'm glad you're home safe. That sounds like a stressful job. Avionics bus 2 on. All right, now we got our temperatures and pressures and our engine info. I assume one day we'll get the single screen working. You fly for PSA Airlines. You're doing great, bro. Keep it up. Thanks, man. I'm learning every single day. I have a billion things to learn, but I'm having a really good time, and everybody in chat and on YouTube's been super supportive, and yeah, I'm glad the videos I've made can help out. So I'm having a good time doing it. Check that pitot heat's working. I usually just hit autocomplete, but I figured I'd run through this really quickly manually for once. And pitot heat off. How do you check that the pitot heat is working?
Check on. Master switch, alt and bat.
Alt and battery off.
Elevator
Alright.
trim. Takeoff position. Fuel
Should be in
selector.
takeoff.
Both.
Both.
Static
Check.
Pressure, all source valve. Off.
All right. Let's go before starting.
Pre-flight inspection.
Complete. We did it.
Complete. Seats belts.
Seats belt. Oh,
Adjusted
seats,
lock.
comma,
Brakes.
belts.
Test and set. Circuit breakers. All pushed.
Oh, you go and touch the pitot tube.
Avionics switch. Bus 1 and bus 2. Off. Fuel selector. Both. Fuel shut-off valve. Open.
All right, that's all good. All right, starting engine.
Throttle.
Next flight, I'm just gonna run through this automatically. All right, 1/4 inch on the throttle.
1/4 inch. Mixture.
Idle cut off.
STBY bat switch.
All right, test. Holding this for 20 seconds. I'm actually gonna do it. This is the exciting part of the stream. You got here just in time. Oh, part of the walk around. What happens? So when you touch it, you just, so you turn on the pitot heat and you just touch the tube to make sure that it's warm. Got it.
Test hold for 20 SEC. STBY bat switch.
The checklists are definitely something I've neglected a lot of the time. I tend to just, and I know that's like, you know, for real pilots like you guys, like the most important thing is checklist, right? I think it's really easy to just ignore them in the sim and just do like the steps that are in memory or auto complete the checklist, you know? I definitely want to get better at going through these manually. Arm the standby battery switch and ensure the PFD comes on. It does. I guess this doesn't work. I'm going to force finish.
Indicating system. Check parameters.
Can't check the, yeah, this is another thing. We can't check all this stuff because there's no engine info on when we just have this single display on, I guess.
Check verify discharge. STBY bat annunciator.
Standby battery annunciator. Oh, that's right here. Check.
Check on. Propeller area.
Clear prop.
Clear. Master switch. Alt and bat.
I mean, this guy's standing pretty... I guess he's not too close. That's all right, I guess. VFR. Yeah, I think I'll do VFR. I need to fly by hand for sure. I'll use the Garmin to set up... I'll set up like the direct to and the GPS just so we know where we're going, but I should fly this by hand. As a lot of you guys know, I caught COVID through my Moderna vaccine a few weeks ago, so I've been recovering. So that's why I've been pretty quiet the last 3 weeks now. But last week I tested negative, which is good. A friend of mine texted me today. He's like, hey, did you know there's a 1 in 13,000 chance that somebody with 2 vaccine shots gets COVID? He's like, go buy a lottery ticket. It's like, yeah, thanks, dude. Thanks for telling me how unlucky I am. But anyway, yeah, I should fly by hand because I really need to just practice a bit more. I feel like I've kind of lost a little bit of my skills in the last few weeks. All right, beacon light on.
On. Mixture.
Mixture rich.
Auxiliary fuel pump.
Oh, I haven't mapped my fuel pump on my Bravo yet, but I should do that. On 3 seconds, then off.
3 to 5 seconds.
So we're just priming some fuel in there.
Lean. Feet.
Feet ready to brake. Oh. Yes, ready to brake. Oh, I just tick it. Okay. I thought it was actually waiting for me to push him. Part of the walk around is to check the landing and taxi lights, nav lights. Got it. All right, ignition start.
Start. Mixture. Rich when engine starts.
All right, after starting engine. Oh no. Wait, we missed something because, oh, okay. It's expecting me to do this. I'm gonna turn both avionics buses on. This left side engine info should be on the single PFD when there's only one on, but it's not. So I just need to turn that on really quickly while I do this. Going 1,000 RPMs. Never done VFR before, even when in the Cessna 172 clear skies I do IFR. Never known how to do VFR. Well, it's way easier to do VFR, I guess. I mean, pretty much just need to stay away from all clouds. There's different rules, I think, mattering your altitude as far as I know, but basically you want to stay pretty much 1,000 feet away from clouds. I think it's 2,000 feet horizontally, 1,000 feet vertically, 500 feet underneath or something. Basically just stay away from them. And then, you know, a general 1,000 feet above all obstacles below you, 1,000 feet higher than all obstacles. And then when you set up a VFR altitude to fly at, you just tack on 500 feet onto your altitude for your cruise. So, and if you're flying east and west, the same rules apply for even and odd. So we're going to be flying a little westbound. So east is odd, west is even. So we would pick based on the terrain, you know, any obstacles, and fly at an even number in thousands of feet, and then add on 500 on the end for VFR. And then as far as ATC, if we want, we can optionally request flight following. And with flight following, they'll just give us like traffic advisories, and they'll also tell us when we get close to our destination airport, change controllers. They'll give us altimeters. We'll have a squawk setting. But besides that, they're not, you know, they don't have a full on, you know, waypoint by waypoint flight plan for us. That's my, that's what I know about VFR. Oh, I was not quite at 1,000, so there we go. Flight Sim 2020 is really fun doing the pilotage flights. I forgot what that word actually means, I'm not gonna lie. Does that just mean VFR? Oh, fixed point of reference. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, just flying visually, like based on landmarks. After starting engine, wait, am I still not at 1,000? Oh, there we go. I do need to, if you guys know the Bravo throttle quadrant, it has like 7 up-down switches on it in the middle, which are really nice. I only have one set up right now for my parking brake, but I should set one up for different lights and also for fuel pump, I think would be good. And then put some labels on there. I used to do that on my other cheaper throttle I had, like the Logitech one, but I need to do that on this one and get it really set up. All right, page complete. Taxi, not worried. Not gonna do that just yet. All right, so we just have traffic and we have no weather information here. So I can look at my wind settings here, right? My PFD options, wind option 2, no wind data, and I think there's no wind data, but there's a flag over there pointing that direction. So that's pointing roughly, say 330. And let's see what we got over here on for our runways. And we got a north-south heading runway. So the windsock's over this direction, pointing this way. So we're gonna wanna go to the south-facing runway. It's following your flight path using the sectional to find the ground reference points. Got it. We will watch you. You're watching me? How's it going, Keith? Somebody pulled up here next to me. Sorry, somebody's been waiting here very patiently, I think, on the ground next to me. Let me turn on or maybe they got bored and they left, actually. So like, this dude's manually doing the checklists. I'm out of here. I'll turn on the nameplates. If you guys want to fly along, I'm on US West server, and we're at 8 Kilo 8 is the airport we're at in Kansas. Oh, there's a second runway here. Oh, that's interesting. This shows 2. Oh, this is a grass strip. That's why. So I guess the NXi is only showing the paved runway, the hard surface runway, but I guess there's another one in this direction, which I assume is the grass strip. And the one up here would be the best one to take off from. Oh yeah, you can change servers. It's up here at the top, under this menu. So it's usually on the automatic setting, and then you can choose whichever one's best, but you know, it'll choose which one's best for you based on your ping, but I'm always on US West since I'm in California. 2 steel balls is flying. All right, and so I got the wind turned on, but it's not showing any data, even though the windsock is like full mast right now. All right, map HSI. I'm gonna I usually use the inset map. I kind of like the traditional HSI instead of this HSI map. I feel like this has a lot of data, a lot of info on it at once, and I don't know why. I think I don't like the, I don't like this little mini course deviation like indication up here. I like the one that shows up on the HSI better, like this whole line that shows up. It's more my thing, I guess. Relative terrain I usually have on Nextrad and turn traffic on. Yeah, make sure we turn our
traffic Cessna November.
Whoops.
1 Kilo India Padma is clear of the runway.
I just hit 2 on my keyboard by accident, which triggered that message. Let's turn our traffic on. I just have multiplayer traffic on right now. Let's turn all these fun options on. Relative motion, unrestricted sounds good. All right, and back to the nav map. And then we just have one waypoint here down to Kilo 44. So 8 Kilo 8 down to Kilo 44. It's only 62 miles. And then we'll check the weather there on the way. I might have to look up something over here. Like we might need to look up this airport's weather instead. I'll see what the closest weather is. Big fan of the full HSI. Yeah, I just feel like when I glance at it, it's a lot easier. I'll bet 1,000 you line up left over correct. Line up left over correct right. 1,000 what? 1,000 Dogecoin? Let me switch to CDI over now. Altimeter. Let me see if there's a nearby. Let me see if there's nearby weather I can look up. I usually try to do everything within the sim, but I don't think you can look up frequencies yet on these. Like normally, once we get the waypoint page, we'll be able to look up the frequencies. But right now, oh, there we go. Right now, there's no way to get more information than this because there's no full nearest page. We just have the small one. But once there are more pages added to the MFD over here, we'll be able to look up the full waypoints. So for now, I can just cheat by pressing B on my keyboard. I guess there's not even any other airports that are selectable on ATC. If there were more airports selectable here, I could just choose another airport and then choose its weather frequency. But just for the sake of time, I'll just press B. All right, and if I check on Skypad, it conveniently gives us the altitude, the highest obstacle for our flight. Oops. So if I go here to, is it conduit? And then under the information here, it'll show me our highest obstacle, 2,800 feet. We're heading slightly, very slightly westbound. So we'll fly at even numbers of feet. So we need to first add 1,000 of this for our obstacle clearance. So that gives us 3,800. Then we'll round that up to 4,000 because that's the nearest even thousands of feet for west. And then because we're VFR, we're going to add 500 to that. So we'll get 4,500 for our cruise. We could go higher, but I like to keep it as low as possible. And I'll probably do a horrible time holding that altitude. Maybe I'll cheat and use autopilot. I'll try to hand fly it the whole time though. 4,500 feet, our GPS is set up, our altimeter is set, and we don't have wind data here right now, but we do have the windsock that's pointing that way. So I'm gonna follow where the windsock is pointing and go to the runway that's over there. I like that you can just look at the windsock and think of it as someone pointing like, hey, go over there to take off. Okay, taxi light as required.
Taxi light as required.
Turn that on.
Landing light as required.
Why not? We'll turn our landing light on as well. Strobe on.
Navigation lights.
Navigation on.
Parking brake.
Release the parking brake.
Brakes.
All right, test the brakes.
Rudder.
It keeps moving the camera, but can I shift over here, test the rudder? Can't really see the rudder. Oh, that's hard to see. Oh, there it goes. That was weird. It was kind of lagged. Oh, I know why. It was the right click thing. So when you right click, I know everybody has complained about this in Sim Update 5, and I just experienced it. When you right click and you're holding your camera, none of your controls work. Like I can't move my yoke right now. I can't use my rudder. As soon as I let go, then it'll work. That's why I couldn't see the rudder moving. All right, let's do our run up. I'm just gonna do this once for fun. All right, set our parking brake. We're gonna do the run up right here. We should really move out toward the actual run up area, I guess. All right, yeah, let's move out to an actual run up area. I don't want anyone in chat to yell at me. Oh, I always fly the approach left over correct to right. Sounds about right. Set your altimeter to match field elevation. Oh yeah, duh, of course. Yes, Logan. Thank you. She has a Piper. Are you a user? What if she only had a Skidoo? Wait, what? Sorry, Steve, I'm confused. Oh, I really didn't want to get moving. All right, let's, so the the MFD only shows one runway. It shows the hard surface runway. But I believe there's a second one here that's a grass strip to the left. Yeah, I can kind of see it right there. So I think that's the grass strip. I think normally people taxi around 1,000 RPMs, right? In a small plane like this. Not lined up with center line. Yeah, I think he means like I tend to... Well, I remember one flight, actually several flights, like if I get a crosswind, sometimes I get a little confused about if I'm lined up or not. You know, if you look at like the nose of your plane and you're off because it's compensating for the wind on the approach, and then I'll turn off the autopilot and kind of fly to try to center it, but then the crosswind will blow me off. So then I'll have to kind of compensate, you know, end up on the right side of the runway.
8 Kilo 8 traffic Cessna November 21 Kilo
Oh,
India
whoops.
Papa taking off runway 18 departure to the south.
Runway 18. All right. The assistant wants us to use runway 18. Do. All right. So we have the hard cert. I'm not sure if I can even see. Can I see the grass runway? It's always hard to tell. So yeah, this looks like the grass strip right here. That's so weird. It just goes like. It just goes from here straight into this like hotspot, basically. I mean, that's the grass strip right there. I mean, I gotta take off at the grass strip, right? I'm sure there's more people. Oh, someone else is here. I'm gonna do the grass strip because the wind is like pointing right over there. So we do want 1 notch of flaps, I believe, for a short field or grass strip takeoff. We'll hold the brakes. Looks like kind of a little taxi. Oh, wait, is this the strip? They're always so hard to find. Let's see here. So either this, yeah, this whole thing must be the strip. What's weird is it's not shown on the, it's not shown here on the MFD, but it is shown. It is shown in Skypark on their maps there. Yeah, I think that it's hard to tell. It looks like it's kind of a grass strip, but there's like 2 little areas. Like I assume this is actually the runway that I'm on right now. Maybe the one to the right is supposed to be like the taxiway. Something. Going a little fast here. Yeah, this is, I think this is it. I'm actually curious, since the NXi has visual approaches now, and since we don't have like a waypoint page yet, I've been using the visual approaches. Yeah, it does. So here's 17, 17 and 35. Oh, so 17 and 35 are that's the hard surface runway, and then 22 and 04. So we're taking off on 04, it seems, from here. Oh, wait, no. Wait, is this correct? Oh, 294. Sorry, so confused. Nice flyby. Wait, so 35 and 04 would be the hard surface runways, sorry. But wait, then there's a 17 and a 22? Why am I so confused? 22 and 04 are together, right? 17 and 35 are together. So 22 and 04, we're heading like 220 right now, almost. So, but we're heading 294, but the runway says 22. That's what's confusing me. So I feel like I'm on the grass strip right now, which I would assume would be 22 and 04. But we're on a heading at 290, so we got a little conflict there. So maybe this isn't the grass strip. I'm just gonna take off from the, we're just gonna go back, be safe, and take off from the, we're gonna take off from the hard surface runway over here. You're a military instructor pilot. Awesome. Like the video Skip explains well, I'm just saying his visual approach always line up left. Finishes landing over correcting right. Yeah, I definitely need to get to like the, 2000 hour mark or so of flight simming. I don't actually know my total flight sim hours, but I've only been simming for a little over a year. Does Skypark work in VR? Yeah, Skypark, it's just an add-on, so it runs in the background. So your sim will work as normal. You can fly in VR if you want to. But Skypark's just a career mode add-on for PC users. So if you're if you're on PC and you want to use Skypark, you can grab it. A lot of people like NeoFly. It's a little more complicated, but it's also got more features and more mission types that you fly, and it's free. There's some optional paid add-ons for NeoFly, but if you've never used a career mod, I would start with NeoFly if you don't want to pay anything yet, because it's free. But if you have like $35, it's like 35 US dollars for Skypark. It's like a one-time thing. It's a lot simpler than the other ones. I like the interface a lot better, but it's kind of like less of a career progression in Skypark compared to the other ones. So yeah, I like trying them all, but On Air is great. Oh yeah, Skypark is just like On Air light. It's very easy to get going in. You don't have to manage planes or fuel or weight. So yeah, I use On Air off stream. Most of the time when I'm on stream, I'm not doing On Air because I like to vary up what planes I'm flying and what areas in the world I'm flying. So Skypark's really good for that. Sorry guys, this is so boring. I'm just taxiing around on grass for a while. This is quality content right here that you've come to expect. Yeah, On Air is amazing. I like varying it up. I like using both of them for different reasons. Like when I'm like not doing a stream or not like trying to work on a video, I generally just chill and use Skypark, or sorry, chill and use On Air, do longer flights, you know. I think I almost have $1 million in On Air from doing cargo trips, like fully loaded payloads in the Cessna Grand Caravan. Looks like this is like kind of cut out for us. How did you turn off the nav bar? I actually got a plugin for it. It's on the flightsim.to site, and it's called No Handlebar. So just go download that from flightsim.to. Yeah, that bug's annoying that it just shows the nav bar at the top all the time. Oh, the NXi is wrong? Oh, are you saying that was the grass strip? Damn. Improvement mod? No, I don't. I was actually a little worried that it would conflict with the NXi, but then I saw on the page that it says that it's compatible with the NXi. All right, we're gonna just do the automated run up. So I haven't tried it yet, but I know a lot of people use it. I'm pretty okay with the regular Grand Caravan. I mean, I wouldn't know about any like performance issues with the with the Grand Caravan, like true to life stuff. Like usually the improvement mods are to fix the engine performance and stuff like that. So I probably should check it out sometime though. Oh, did they add the exit? Oh, they added the glide speeds and the best angle of climb speed. I think before all it showed was VY and VR, but now I see G and X for this one. Maybe it was always there and I just haven't flown the 172 for a while. But that's nice that it has all four of those now. All right, we're doing the run up, or our co-pilot right here is doing the run up. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thanks for your help. All right, run up good before takeoff. I'm just gonna, for the sake of time, doing the autocomplete again. Release the parking brake. Got a switch for that one. All right, normal takeoff. Flaps 0 to 10 degrees. I'll just leave them down. I'll leave them up, I mean. That co-pilot mod. That's not a mod actually. If you mean the checklists, all you have to do is go here to assistance options. And then here under, under piloting, turn on assisted checklist right here. Oh, I think I have auto mixture turned on. Yeah, I had some auto settings turned on the other day. There, those are back off now. User experience, ATC voices. I don't know why this is custom. But anyway, yeah, under piloting, turn on assisted checklist. And then the next time you open up the checklist, it'll have the autocomplete page option. That's built into the sim. You don't need a mod for that. Oh yeah, now I can do short takeoff and landing. All right, I see a DA-40 over there. Oh, somebody's landing. Oh God, someone's landing. Not quite. I thought they were gonna land on the taxiway. Wait, is this the runway? Yeah, this is the runway because those were the hold short bars right there. So I guess we're back taxiing. This is such a tiny runway. Dexter Payne, what's up? The one where it just renders a character in the seat. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, that would be cool. I like to pretend that I'm the only one in the plane though, so I don't know if I would install that. But it is weird when you go into third person and then suddenly you see your co-pilot there. Boom. Good thing there's no collision in flights, and that would be a disaster. Was that a P-51? I just installed the like 4 or 5 most popular planes from flightsim.to, like their must-have list, just in case other people are flying those, so they show up correctly. That might be one of them, I'm not sure. I installed the H-135 because some people fly around in choppers. This guy, Fly Farther, that's usually hanging out in the chat, flies the H-135 a lot, and I've had it turned off for so long. Whoops. I had it turned off for so long that I felt bad with this floating Cessna every time he joined the flight. It was really funny looking. All right, so all our lights are on. And once we take off, we're just gonna fly southbound. Forget what other planes I installed. There were a couple more. Was one the Vertigo? I think that's one of the must-haves that was on the list. All right, well, it's been like an hour. We're finally taking off here. Mixture is rich. All right, setting full power. It says no wind data, but I'm pretty sure we have a little wind coming slightly from our left, according to the windsock right there. Oh, there it is, 15 knots. Wow, 15 knots, almost right ahead of us. 50 knots. Oops, I thought I was flying the Caravan for a second. I was waiting for 70. All right, we're pitching for 75. Guy Buzzy is cracking me up. He's gotten in good like 3 buzzes already. It's pretty impressive. How do you keep the plane going straight down the runway? If you need to use your rudders because planes have what are called left turning tendencies. So there's a bunch of different forces that work at work that will cause planes to pull to the left. So you need right rudder as you're going down the runway. So use your right rudder primarily. You'll need a little left if you overcorrect, but yeah, it's common to use right rudder when you're going down the runway for takeoff. All right, so we're just gonna head this direction. We're gonna climb up. We're almost already up at 4,500 feet. We're gonna stop there for our westbound Vfr altitude. So when you fly VFR, you tack on a 500 onto your altitude. Since we're going westbound, we go even in our thousands of feet. So 4,500. And Skypark gave us a obstacle elevation, so it was easy for us to choose that. I'm just trimming a little bit here. Oh, I have my trim wheel. Wow. I was using, so I was used to not having my Bravo because I had to send it in. Basically, it wasn't functional. A couple of the knobs weren't functional. Those little clicking sounds you hear actually when I'm turning the Throttle Quadrant's pitch trim wheel, and it's bound to this little electric pitch trim here. So as I turn the wheel, it's actually flicking that pitch trim switch. Whoops, as I'm getting too slow. So yeah, I'm gonna lean our mixture just a little bit because we're at 4,400 feet. We're almost at 4,500, so I'm gonna pull back our throttle and level off a little bit. I'm gonna level off first. So we need to head a little bit more to the west to get on course. Yeah, P factor is one of them. I think there are like four different factors that are the left turning tendencies. Something like that. But yeah, it's normal. You need to use the rudder to stay on the runway during takeoff. And if it's a pain in the butt for you, you can actually go back into your assistance options. I got to nose down a bit more here. You can go back to your assistance options and turn on. You can turn on this one option here under piloting called Takeoff Auto Rudder, and this will do two things. So it'll automatically apply them during takeoff. You'll pretty much be straight the whole time. The other thing this option does is, even though it's unrealistic, it lets you use the rudders and lets you turn like the nose wheel by using your ailerons, so moving your yoke left and right. Even though that's not how it really works, it lets you do that, like in the case you don't have rudder pedals. So if you're on PC or something, say you're on PC and you don't have a stick, or you don't have or say you only have a yoke, you don't have rudder pedals yet, you can turn that on, so then you can just bank left and right to drive when you're taxiing and when you're going down the runway. That's an option. If you're on an Xbox controller or on Xbox itself with a controller, use the two triggers for your rudders. So use your right trigger when you're going down the runway. Oh, the G1000 don't show it while on the ground. That makes sense. Oh, I see. I get it. That makes sense, Logan. Good to know. Yeah. So that's why we don't have wind data. Well, good thing there's a wind sock, I guess. Ever since I upgraded the NXi, I've been having issues with the ATC not giving me clearance and VNAV not going down past the first waypoint's altitude, even though you have it set to the lowest waypoint. The ATC thing, look, I'm already way higher than I should be. Whoops. Jared, the ATC thing, if you're programming the NXi's flight plan manually, if you're going in here and you're making changes to your route, or if you're programming the whole route in manually here on the flight plan page, it will not synchronize with ATC in the stream right now, in the sim right now. So the only way you're going to get proper ATC coverage is by doing your entire flight plan through the world's map. So anytime you change, any changes you make to your route outside of the, so the approach phase, if you leave it on automatic, or you're doing it through the world map, that's weird. I would check to make sure. Do you have other mods? If you have any other mods, sorry, I realize I'm going really slow here. If you have any other mods, I feel like a lot of the time people tend to run a lot of mods, and the chance of them conflicting is too high. Like if you have a plane that modifies the G1000, it can mess with it. Like two different mods, like both trying to modify the G1000. I would start troubleshooting by just getting rid of every mod except for the G1000. Thankfully, the G1000 is, you know, in the marketplace, so it's not in your community folder. It's in the official folder instead. So what you could do is just temporarily clear out your community folder. No other nav mods. Huh. ATC not giving you clearance. I mean, you can't. Actually, can you? I'm not sure the last time I tested this, but yeah, you should be able. You should get clearance automatically, but I haven't been starting at parking a lot of the time. I've been starting right on the runway. So I'm actually not sure if you choose an IFR flight plan and then you load into parking, I'm not sure if it lets you get your IFR clearance through ATC. I would have to test that myself. And then the VNAV one, I haven't been experiencing that. VNAV has been working well for me. Sorry, I need to pitch down here. I'm supposed to be at 4,500 feet or at 5,300 feet. Mostly paying attention to chat like a good pilot. We got a ways to go anyway. We have a pretty low ground speed because we have a massive headwind. We have a 28 knot headwind. It's part of the reason why we're going, or the main reason why we're going so slowly right now. Edgar, hey Edgar, how's it going? I'm new to your channel. Would you tell me about your computer specs? You have nice graphics. Yeah, I have a pretty beefy computer. I got lucky and built this right before all the video card shortages started. I built this in July of last year after not having a PC for 3 years, I think. So I have, what is it, the 3950X. I have the 3950X AMD, and then it's like the 16 core one. Should probably upgrade to the 12 core one, that's faster. I have a ton of memory. I have like 128 gigs of RAM because I just went all out on it. I don't need that much memory. It was just kind of dumb. And then I have a GTX 3090. I had a 2060 Super for a bit. But then the new 3000 series came out and I got really lucky. A friend of mine like woke me up at like 6 a.m. and told me to go to Best Buy and try to buy one, and I tried like 5 times and I got one of the Founders Edition's 3080s, so I got really lucky there. And then for the stream, I run it in 1440p, so hopefully the quality is pretty good. And then as far as the in-game graphics, I'm pretty much using high-end settings with a few things turned to ultra. Even after the update, I'm still mostly using high-end settings. I just value the frame rate more than the graphics. I'd rather it be really smooth than have a few more details. Sell the 30. Oh, sorry, I have a 3080, not a 3090. 3090 is insane. I wasn't gonna get that. That was just way too much. Buy a real Cessna. Yeah, at this point probably. And I keep nosing down, but not enough. I guess I need to get down to 45, but I'm keeping the throttle maxed out because we have such a crazy headwind. We have a 25 knot headwind right now, so I'm trying to keep my airspeed as high as I can. Just because it's going to take much longer to get there than originally planned. What kind of FPS do I? Oh, I had that Shift Z stats. I'm not sure what I have right now. I mean, in an area like this, I bet I'm probably at like 45 to 50, I would guess. Because we're kind of in the middle of nowhere. I think in like the LA airspace, I was at more like 30, something like that. Ordered a CLX gaming computer with a 3980? What's it? Oh, 3080. Reasonably priced. Yeah, my sister had been trying to get a new video card forever, and her husband ended up getting her a pre-built one because it seems like now like the best way to get a new video card is buying a whole pre-built computer, which is crazy. So yeah, it's just how things are. It's super annoying. We could tune in and get flight following, I guess. Might as well. Get the transponder ready. They're going to give us a squawk code. Oops, I forgot to have the transponder on.
Request flight following. Cessna November 21 Kilo India Papa Kansas City Center. Squawk 4053.
What's cool is when you put in the squawk code, so I'll put it in, they automatically respond to you. So they'll say radar contact right now.
India Papa radar contact 3 miles east of 67 Kilo Sierra 5,000 feet. Altimeter 29.70.
29.70. Ooh, maybe we were at 4,500 feet. Wow, 29.70. That was a huge change. I've noticed lately there's very drastic changes. Very drastic changes with the weather. Like I took off. Oh, whoops. I will respond with 1 on the keyboard. When I took off from the other day, I was making the 060 NXi video, during that one, I did a visual approach and I was almost crashing into the ground during the approach using VNAV because I didn't set the altimeter. Or I set it on takeoff, but I didn't refresh it. I didn't set it towards landing. And it changed by like, it went from like, you know, 29085 to like 3015 or something. It was just like a very dramatic change. So I was like 500 plus feet off from the altitude I was actually supposed to be at. And this one was a kind of a, we just went to from 29085 to 29070, I think. So yeah, I don't know what's going on with the weather right now. Am I in a thunderstorm? I think so. Where am I flying at? Our route is just a quick direct route, 8 Kilo 8 in Kansas down here to Kilo 44 in Oklahoma. 8 Kilo 8 was our departure. So nearest airport we're flying past right now to our right, 67 Kilo Sierra, or there's these few other ones here coming up. Larger airport here, Kilo Mike Echo Juliet. We'll be off our left a little bit. Southern Kansas, yep. And I'm on the US West server. All right, let's go down a little bit. It's so weird. Having the pitch trim wheel again on the Bravo is really nice. I kind of missed it, and I got a little. I just got used to using just my throttle for a bit, just my Airbus side stick. And I put the throttle on the little slider that was on that, so I was, you know, moving my right hand over to my left hand to use the throttle on the stick, which was kind of funny. All right, I'll trim down a little more. I have a problem with it. It's just really hard to hold an altitude by hand. I'm constantly a little too high. Keep trimming down. I don't really want to pull my throttle just because of our crazy headwind here. Rock Chalk Jayhawk. Oh, you went to Kansas University? KC Center. Well, you actually fly, Keys, so you do know it well, I guess. I don't know any center. I know nothing about flying in real life. I'm sure some of my sim button pressing would translate over decently, but I can't imagine the speed my heart would be pumping if I was holding onto the yoke. It'd be a little. I would be intimidated for sure. I just let my partner do all the flying. She got her private in December, and she's working on her instrument right now. Trying to spot you guys outside the back. Mass VDK meme generator. How's it going? Our route is 8 Kilo 8 to Kilo 44. And we're coming up on Kilo Mike Echo Uniform right here. Kind of a larger airport, or a medium-sized airport, I guess, to the left up here. All right, there. Now I can trim us out to be level here. We're about 4,500. Good level flight. I was holding decent level flight at. I mean, it's because of the headwind. I'm actually a little off course now, but the headwind was making it real easy. It was just kind of perfectly balancing out my full throttle. I'll pull the throttle back a little bit. The engine is just maxed out right now. And we got some green showing up on our relative terrain map right here. It's So I guess off to our right, we got some terrain at that's 1,000 feet, right? Pretty sure the green is 1,000, or sorry, no, the green's higher than 1,000. The green's 1,000 to 2,000. And then, let me turn on that. Legend. And then relative, yeah, 1 to 2,000. And then yellow is 5 to 1. That is right. I usually keep this turned off, actually, instead of keeping it in topography mode, just because I like the contrast. All right, 4,200 feet. It's a little bit off course. Getting some bumps. Have I flown at night lately in the sim? I did earlier this week. Yeah, I like to keep live traffic and time on most of the time. The reason I have this switched to daytime, I have live weather on, but I pushed it to daytime just to keep myself more into VFR conditions. But yeah, I tend to fly with live weather and live traffic most of the time. But usually when I make the videos and stuff and stream, I usually turn it to daytime most of the time, just because it's a bit prettier, you know, looking at more than just lights. But yeah, I like flying at nighttime a lot. The ground lights were not messed up for me, but I did see when the sim came out with the world update that some people had some issues with like lights being off everywhere around their plane, no matter where they were. And people said to turn your render scaling to 100. So if you have your render scaling and your graphics options not at 100, try turning it to 100. I think that's the fix that I read on the forums. It's tough to replicate maneuvers you'd be doing for your PPL on the sim. This thing's amazing for learning and training instruments. You'd be a pro in the real world instrument course. Oh man, I have so much more to learn that it's crazy. I actually don't really know what to learn next. I think my next thing is going to be departures as I fly through this airplane. Hey Hugh, what's up? I think my next thing is departures. I've looked at approaches a lot. I need to be a little more thorough when I'm reading the approach plates, but I think I need to start looking at departures next and obstacle departure procedures. I don't really know much about those. And like, for example, I didn't even look up to see if there was an obstacle departure procedure for this airport. I just kind of taxied and took off. But I'd like to do that. I'd like to get into that next, I think. Those are some big hills, not much in Kansas or Oklahoma over 500 MSL. Oh yeah, those are, yeah, that would show, yeah, I guess they are kind of big then, right? Or they're at least, I mean, who knows, maybe if I went down 100 feet, everything would be green on the relative map. So maybe they're just slightly, maybe they're 20 feet higher than the terrain around it. Your 10, hey Ivan, your 1063 gigabytes died. I'm finding solace in watching your streams while I wait for the GPU prices. Oh no, dude. I'm sorry, man. That sucks. Thanks for the content. No problem. High quality as always. No problem, man. Sorry to hear about your video card. You know, honestly, if my video card exploded, I would try to buy like an Xbox Series X if I had the money for it. That would probably be my first option because I could still play this. You know, I could find like find a stick and plug a mouse in and still fly around. So I mean, I don't know if you can find an Xbox Series S, maybe that could be an option if it's, you know, if it's going to be a long time until you can find a video card. It seems like a lot of people are having to buy full computers, like full pre-built gaming PCs in order to get their hands on a video card. I mentioned earlier my sister had to do that. She was looking for a video card for a while, like pretty much all year, like a lot of people, and her husband ended up just grabbing a pre-built, like an NZXT or like a Newegg, probably a Newegg pre-built system. Is that the SR22, by the way? Dude, I love the 22. It's awesome. There's only departure procedures published for airports with instrument approaches. Okay. No, this airport did not have any other than the visual approaches that are in the Garmin, but yeah, it didn't have any other approaches listed. Lane is cool. All right, we got 2 of you guys now. That's weird. That guy over there, it says, oh, he put his call sign as Air Force. Is that what he did? Why does it say Air Force for his like plane type? That's interesting. When do I think the GPU shortage might end? Oh man, it's really hard to say. I mean, as far as I know, the shortage is partly like for scalpers, but the inventory issue is just because of shipping, right? Like cargo, manufacturing, quantity of microprocessors. Like so much stuff was hit with the pandemic that it's I don't know if it's possible to say. I have no idea. I hope it ends soon for everyone's sake. Everybody deserves to use their hard-earned money to make their flight sim run better. I don't know. I honestly would consider if my card blew up tonight, I would probably buy an Xbox to keep playing this. Departure isn't much of a thing. The controller will almost always vector you. Oh, do a star. Do stars next. Yeah, I think stars though, like because I'm flying GA mostly and flying shorter routes, I don't really end up flying a long enough route to even use a star. But because I don't know much about them, I mean, does ATC ever vector you to like an intermediate point in a star, or is it only for airliners that fly the entire route of the star? They fly the whole star, right? So if I don't fly a long enough distance, I wouldn't even encounter a star, right? I don't think. I tend to fly like 100 miles when I'm flying when I'm using the Grand Caravan. You know, also much slower than a jet. I also fly like maybe 200 miles max. But I do want to learn them. I did spend a little time learning the CJ4. The working title CJ4 mod is awesome, and you know, I know they put a ton of work into that. So I was learning the CJ4 a little bit. I think that's kind of my next step. The TBM was a lot of fun. The Grand Caravan's fun. But I think the CJ4 is a good intro to flying jets. That thing is so intimidating to me. It's just like, I don't know, man. Like hand flying that for a landing is so intimidating. You guys are cracking me up. I can't tell what that is. Is that the arrow? That must be the arrow, right? I mean, it's a low wing retractable gear. I assume that's the arrow, and obviously the SR-22. Yeah, they don't collide, thankfully, because we would black screen. Could you imagine the trolls? You do a live stream and people just run right into you. I'm not flying solo. Oh yeah, I gotta change my livery. Now it's inaccurate. Keep putting my parking brake on by accident. I have a button on my stick. Oh, the M20. Is that the Mooney? I don't know if do I have the Mooney installed? I think I do have the, what is it? The Ovation? M20, M20 something? Yeah, maybe it is. I haven't flown that since I first bought it, and I was like, whoa, this is too complicated for me. Oh, it is the Mooney? Okay. Do you get wake turbulence? I don't think so. That would be so cool if you did, though. You get a caution wake turbulence, you take off and you feel it. Or the Ovation, yeah. Yeah, it's cool. I haven't seen it for a while, actually. I bought it when it first came out and didn't realize what I was getting into, and I saw the blue, you know, I saw the prop lever, and I was like, uh-oh. I love the SR-22 though. It's so rad. My partner is training. She's doing her instrument training, and she's flying a SR-20. She did her her training for her private in Archer mostly, but she's been flying an SR-20 with some Avidyne avionics in it. So she's actually got a setup. I have her set up on X-Plane with some with some Avidyne avionics in an SR-20, so it's pretty nice. We can just do that when we need to. Cherokees are the bomb. Yeah, she was in an Archer 2, I think, with a 430 in it. That's mostly what she trained on for her first one. Oh, hey, we have 3 people. Yes, we got a crew. What's up? DNA Perfect has arrived. CJ4 is your go-to? Yeah. Driving a go-kart in the sky, it's crazy. Yeah, from flying all the, you know, all the slower planes and like the Cherokee and the TBM are the fastest, it's still intimidating flying the CJ4. Like when I have to hand land that thing, it's not a good time. Even when I'm coming in at the right approach speed, I'm just so, I don't know, I'm just nervous about landing it. It's just so much faster. I guess I'm just not used to landing it. Like, what is the approach speed? I'm probably gonna get it wrong. I think it's more like 115. I'm on US West, William. I think it's like it's obviously over 100, but yeah, we're coming up to Kilo 44, and then I don't know where the next flight will be, but we're passed by 2 Kilo Sierra 5 off to the west. It's a really small airport we just passed by. I should check the runway info. All right, we're at 48. I'm gonna nose down a little bit. I keep getting, and I'm getting off course as well, just chatting the whole time. Caranado updated their whole flight sim catalog. Oh, wow. I haven't flown the Caranado Aero since I first got it. I got the Caranado version, and then the Just Flight one came out, I think, like the next day or something. But I think I want... it's hard for me to pick because I really, really love using the NXi. So I don't know if I'm going to get away from the NXi anytime soon. But I really like the Warrior. The Warrior is really fun. It's got like a very basic autopilot too that I kind of love. It just got character. I don't know. I've been in the Cessnas for so long, and I've been using them a lot with the G1000. I've flown the Diamonds quite a bit too. I like the DA40. But there's just something more like raw about flying the Warrior. I like it, but yeah, it's not compatible with with all the NXi stuff I want to do. CJ4 varies 109 to 118. Yeah, I guess that's the part that's intimidating for me is, I'm used to landing at like 65, 70 knots or something like that compared to or being on final at like 65 to 75 instead of 110. All your 200 hours in flight sim are in C172 or the Mooney. I know, Jared, same here. I barely have flown more than, I'll fly a lot of the smaller planes, but pretty much the 172, the DA40, the 62 a little bit, and then I've flown the 208 Grand Caravan quite a lot, and the TBM a little bit. Not as much as the Caravan, though. I flew the Caravan a lot just because it's really good for on-air and NeoFly. It carries a ton of cargo, or like 10 passengers, 8. Forget if it's 8 or 10 passengers. It matters your configuration, I guess, but yeah, I really love the Grand Caravan. It's one of my favorites, and you can do like grass strips. It's just so versatile. But yeah, you're not flying any of those super long hauls in that thing like you would in a CJ4 or something like that. The Warrior, yeah, the Warrior is awesome. Yeah, I think I prefer low wing too. I mean, I'm not a real pilot, but yeah, my partner, my girlfriend seems to prefer low wings too. She was she started on the Archer and now she's flying the SR-20 for her instrument, so she prefers it too. I guess it's just nice when you're when you're turning base and turning final to not have that wing come down seems like a big advantage. It's not as nice for sightseeing, I guess, or overflying, but for turns, I mean, the benefit seems pretty nice. It's the best altitude to cruise at with the Caravan. What's the ceiling for the Caravan? Is it 18? I feel like I'm mostly no, is it lower? Yeah, I think it's like 18 or something like that, or 21. But I feel like most of the time when I do the IFR, when I do the flight plans and get clearance from ATC, they give me like a 10 to 13,000 feet or something like that. Oh, I think a couple guys just disappeared off multiplayer. Oh, nope, they didn't. 10,000 in real life for the 208. Try to merge with another plane. I don't know who this is. Oh, this is DNA, right? Let's see. We got 2 Cessnas. We can just pull them together. Let's see if he can do it. I'm not touching anything. We're probably getting close to our destination. We're just messing around. It just disappears. He's too close. He's inside me now. All right, let's see where we're at. We are only, all right, we're 17 miles away. Kilo 44. So I can check out, if I just put in, let's see. All right, we're pretty good. I think I can take my hands off the yoke. All right, Kilo 44. If I just select approach, we can just see. Oh, that's why. Oh my God, I'm dumb. Earlier, I was looking at the approaches for the destination run, the destination airport. That's why I was so confused. Also, 17 and 35, I think were the same runways at the departure airport. Anyway, we have 1735 2204. So let's see if there's weather available over there. There's Beaver. No, there's this traffic, no weather. So I'm just gonna look up a real METAR here. K44. So nearest weather looks to be maybe over here at Liberal. We'll just check our wind. We'll just fly over and check our wind on our NXi, I guess. 150 at 11 knots. So we could land at maybe 17. So let's set up for 17. Could do the visual, or I kind of want to play with the visual. I was just going to dial in with the OBS for the first one, but I kind of want to play with the visual approaches. I know, you know, these are to be assigned by ATC, but I can still program them in, whatever. So we could do the visual for 17. So it gives us a final approach fix at 2831. And I can't look up the airport information on the waypoint screen just yet, so I can look here. So airport elevation 2491, call it 2500 feet. No published approaches. And then we have those 2 runways. So I believe one is concrete and one is grass, according to, yeah, one's asphalt. I thought one was supposed to be grass. No, it looks like there's just, that's weird. It just shows one run. Oh, no, here's the other one. Sorry, turf. So one is, one's asphalt, so 17 is hard surface, and then we have the other side, it's turf runway. So we could, because of the visual approach, can I keep my hand off the autopilot button? I'm not sure. But we have, because we load in, it's really nice you can load in the visual approach and just see a top of descent. Even if I'm not going to use the autopilot and VNav. It's pretty nice. Fly center line. I'll do my best, Keith. I don't want to let the military down. This internet nerd being judged by true, real American military pilots. It's a little scary. You know, I might need to get a beer here in a second. Don't scare me. Stop it. 10,000 for the Army. Requires O2 after 1 hour. 12,000 after 30 minutes. Can't go above 14K without oxygen. And aren't the requirements different for private pilots? I think there's, isn't it something like crew can go without oxygen longer than passengers, or something like that? Or is it the opposite? I mean, I actually hope it would be the opposite, right? Like the people flying the plane are prioritized for when they get oxygen. I'm just kidding, Keith. I'm not super nervous. I know I'll be judged. Is that the field right there? Yeah, that's the field. We can use our telescopic eyeballs. Oh wait, I thought it was this right here, but I think it's further out. Hey Josh, we're on the US West server and we're flying to Kilo 88. Sorry, Kilo 44 is where we're about to land at. And then I'll start another flight after this if you want to join the next one too. So for you guys following along, if you want to land, we're going to land on 17. And it looks like that's a 17. Oh yeah, I didn't mention this in my video, but if you load in the visual approach, you have the runway heading right here. So you could look at visual approach, load it, and then switch to use OBS if you really wanted to dial in the exact runway heading. It'll be huge when we have the waypoint information page on the MFD. We can just look up all this stuff, look up frequencies, look up runway heading and runway length information. That'll be really cool. All right, so it looks like 3 minutes, top of descent, and we're already lower than it expects us to be right now, so. All right, let me get back on course. Coming up from behind, oh, coming up behind from the west. From behind, from the west. Let me see if I can find you, Hugh. I don't see you yet. You might have to just meet me at the airport at this point. Another tip, turn on your GPS bearing needle, push the head of the needle to the runway heading. Oh yeah, the OBS mode, Logan? Oh, oh, you mean the GPS bearing? Oh, wait, I haven't done that before. Hold on, let me try that. PFD bearing 1 GPS. I think this was messed up until recently. Turn on the GPS bearing needle, push the head of the needle to the runway heading. Don't I need to turn on... I can't edit the flight plan bearings, right? I don't know if I can actually do that. I don't know if I can change this since it's part of the flight plan. I normally just use OBS mode. All right, let me get back towards the course. I still haven't gotten back towards course. My CDI needle. As you fly, the head of the needle will always point to the GPS point. Oh, right, yeah, the teal arrow right here. Oh, that makes sense, right. I see what you're saying. So say I have a direct to the airport. The airport is my waypoint. Just use that as, I just wait for that to point to, 17 or 173. And then I'll know that that's, that I'm lined up with the runway if the GPS point is at 173. What is going on with the wind right now? I get what you're saying. That's awesome. I've never done that before. Thanks, dude. I appreciate that. That's really cool. Yeah, so that's pointing to our next waypoint, which is this straight, our initial approach fixed right here, straight. And so it's a little left. So I could just follow that to intercept the point directly, or because I'm a little off course, but I could just fly directly to the point by following that teal bearing needle right there. That makes a lot of sense. Cool. If I give you my address, will you land in front of my house? I'm gonna say no, because don't give me your address. That's the only reason. Why don't you give me the address of like a Pizza Hut near your house or something, or like a McDonald's? I'll land there. A Starbucks? Do not give me your actual address. Don't do that. You're gonna dox yourself. Push the head, pull the tail. The head will always move away from where you are flying. Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. That makes sense too. The things you're saying make sense and I like it. All right, I'm gonna pull the throttle down here. We're gonna start descending. Let me see if the VNav updated. It's not giving me the my recommended rated descent, but that'll be fine. Oh, DNA. Hugh, are you DNA? I see you. I didn't know you were... everybody's got different names on everything, so it's hard to tell. All right, I'm pulling more throttle here. We're only at 250 feet per minute. I need to be down to like 600 probably at this point. No, I didn't do the math. We're going down to 2,800 feet, so call it 1,400 feet. 2 minutes. We should be -7, -800 right now. Logan's getting complicated. That's a point-to-point instrument pilot reference. I just like all the sayings. I don't know that I understand that one perfectly, but I do understand that, yeah, if I'm flying slightly left of the head of the needle, it's going to push to the right. So I get what he's saying there. All right, -550. Need to be down to -750. I think mine might say poopy pants. I don't see poopy pants. I don't see a CJ4 yet either. Are you on US West? I see Coco can read way over there. Sometimes the, you know, the multiplayer stuff can be a little weird. We've had it where people are just like disappearing and reappearing, almost like it like can't keep the connection. Put your needle on runway heading to keep your situational awareness. Oh yeah, I can put my heading indicator over on 17. Oh, we're dropping too fast now, adding some throttle. I'm gonna turn my fuel pumps on like a good boy. There we go. Yeah, let me dial this onto 170. Actually, it's 173. But I'm using the GPS, so it's kind of cheating a little bit, I guess. All right, got the runway beacon in sight. Mass VDK is landing already. I'm gonna go, how far off are we here? 2 miles from our final, and then it's one more after that. I'm gonna do first notch of flaps, which I believe we can do at 120 knots in the 172. And I'm pulling a bunch of throttle out. All right, we're gonna have a huge headwind, 21 knots right now. All right, mixture is rich, fuel pumps are on, landing and taxi lights are on. 83 knots. We're at 1.2 miles from final, and then we have one more after that. One notch of flaps are down. Yes, I started my mission. Yeah, Merlin, thanks. I actually started it before the stream started. All right, we got a 15 knot headwind, 76 knots, 2,900 feet. $13 knots down here, but it gets bumpy. All right. Pulling some more throttle. All right, I'm gonna go in second notch of flaps. We're at 1 mile. Surprised I started it. Dude, I always forget. Every single time. Oh yeah, it's definitely getting bumpy. Yep. All right, I'm going to last notch of flaps. We're at 1 mile. 63 knots, so I'm pitching down, trimming down a bit. I'm a little high, I feel like. Oh God. Adding power. Yeah, it's getting bumpy for sure. All right, 63 knots. Do not pull back on the stick. Speed's good. Adding a lot more throttle now. Oh yeah, we're like getting sucked down. Oh, that was pretty bumpy. I guess, a little too fast. I always get like pulled to the left. Oh. Yeah, that was I feel like I don't know if there were downdrafts or what, but that felt a little weird at the end. I got pulled down real fast. I went from like -500 down to like -1,000 feet per second all of a sudden. I actually don't know if there's a... Actually, I'll go down there with you guys and check. Sorry, I shouldn't try to take that. Can you fly a bush mission in Nicaragua? That could be fun. I might do a few more here. I've like, one thing I haven't done is fly other places around the world. Like, I haven't done that very often at all. I fly in the US like all the time. And I think it's just because I'm more familiar with kind of the rules a little more in the US, like the transition altitude and stuff like that, even though I never go above it because I'm always in a little plane. Are the rules internationally similar, like for flying VFR and stuff like that? I don't know about that. Not sure how it translates in the sim. In the real 172, you typically don't land with full flaps if it's gusty. Okay. I'll keep that in mind next time. Oh, there's Hugh and his CJ4. 1,000 feet per second. Yeah, I feel like there was like it pulled me down just as I was getting close to the runway. I just noticed my my vertical speed went down really fast all of a sudden. Like just for a moment, I was getting kind of sucked down a bit. I don't know if there's actually, someone said air pocket. I don't know if that's actually simulated or maybe I'm just making things up. Sometimes different international. Yeah, I mean, I realize it's a sim. I don't have to take it as seriously. I can go fly anywhere in the world. It doesn't really matter. I just like to know, I just want to know. The transition altitude changes listed on departure charts. Yeah, I noticed, I think it's the Jeppesen charts show transition altitude like right at the top. The heck? Oh, I thought the gear was up for a second. Transition's 18K in Canada. Yeah, Canada and US, yep. Yeah, I know it's very low in most of Europe. Like, I think in Germany it goes down to like 3,000 or 5,000 feet. And in the UK too, there's a bunch of different low, a lot of them are below 10. That's pretty cool. I really love the new livery. The blue one is awesome. Oh yes, you have the flower livery. Dude, the flower one is so cool on the 22. It's got like these little like pink roses or whatever on the edges. Looks awesome. I can like flowers, okay. I have flower tattoos all over my arms. I can like flowers. Look up ICAO, that's a difference. Oh, an international. Gotcha. So I just booked Flight Sim Expo registration yesterday. So we're gonna go down there. I know I'm not sure how many of you guys are going, but if you're there, it'd be cool to meet up. I know that Chris is going, so it'll be pretty sweet. I can drive down to San Diego, so I'm kind of excited for it. I've never been to Flight Sim Expo before. All right, I'm just gonna stop right here. This is a good parking spot. Let me actually get paid for the first time ever, because I actually remembered to start the mission. Yeah, that's the sound. That's the sound right there. Smooth spreading peanut butter himself. Hey, Mick Jagger, what's up? Hey Ryan, your videos have been super helpful, super handy as I dive further into flight sim aviation. Cheers, dude. Yeah, man, glad to share it with you guys. Glad it helps. I myself only started simming like a year and a half ago, so yeah, I'm glad they help. Hey, completed in 2 hours. Not there was this bug forever that said like completed in 59 years or something. So I guess they fixed that. Let's see if we can find a flight from here. See if there's one that departs from here. There isn't always. I mean, it's such a small airport. 5 will get you 10. Oh, this has 5 hops, 1,000 miles. All right, don't think I have time for that. Here, oh, this is a longer one, 500 miles. This one's very short. It just goes to the east, 44 nautical miles. We should do this one, do just a short flight. We can all just take off right from here. So let's go from Kilo 44 to Kilo Bravo Fox Kilo. KBFK Buffalo Municipal. Let's do this one. We don't have to load out and back in or anything. And then it gives us highest obstacle 2,500 feet. So let's fly at, let's do 3,500. 3,500 feet direct to KBFK. So I think there are some bugs when you delete your flight plan. Hopefully I don't run into them, but we'll find out. Menu. Someone asked this earlier. I think they asked it on YouTube, but they said, how do you, or no, it was in chat tonight. They asked how to clear the flight plan. I forgot. You don't just hit menu. You actually have to turn the cursor on by pushing the FMS knob first to get the cursor on. And then you hit menu. That'll bring up all these options here. And delete flight plan and then hit enter. So yeah, there is the bug. Okay. So when you do that, the cursor no longer works. RIP. All right, I'm just going to restart then. I'm going to start at the same airport. So we're going to go Kilo 44 to KBFK. All right, Keith, take it easy, man. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for the tips. More familiar with the FMC. Oh, yeah, than the G1000. I'm going to do the Skyhawk again. Maybe pick a different livery. What do we got? Xbox. Let's go with it. Let's go with the banana. I don't have the 53430 mod on. I'm tempted to use the steam gauge one. I don't have the mod, and it has OBS mode on the mod. OBS mode doesn't work on the stock 430, but it does on the mod. But anyway, Kilo 44, and we're heading over to KBFK on US West. All right, just direct flight plan. I'll start over at parking. Whoops, I'll change the time once I get in. Usually when the cursor won't come back, close the flight plan page and reopen it. Oh, did I close it and reopen it? I don't know if I tried that. I'll try that next time. Thanks, YDG. Oh, nighttime looks so cool. Oh man, should I fly at night? It's kind of scary. Kind of scary. I mean, you wouldn't normally choose to fly VFR at nighttime, right? I mean, aren't there special rules for nighttime flight? Night VFR versus day VFR? I don't know the specifics, but I'm guessing being in the middle of nowhere like this is probably not a good time or a good area to fly at nighttime if you don't have like city lights and stuff illuminating your way. What do you use money for in Skypark? Pretty much nothing yet. The only thing you use it for are fees, and the only time those apply is when you travel. So right here you can see this ring that's drawn here around my pilot's current location represents the fee that you will pay when you depart from an airport at those rings. So if I suddenly want to go fly in Europe, I have to pay, $750 to $1,000 to transport over there. And it does it instantly. The airports are Kilo 44 is our departure to Kilo Bravo Fox Kilo. All right, I'll type in the chat. And I got it pulled in already. Yeah, but Logan, something I looked at earlier is they've had this in here for a while. I'm looking forward to this. They say aircraft fleet management is a feature they're working on. I don't know when it's planned on coming out. I've seen this all year, I feel like. I mean, hopefully it comes out. I assume we'll use our money for different planes and stuff like that. which would be great. I really like the idea of, I like the simplicity of Skypark, but at the same time, I don't feel like I have like a progress to my career. I'm just earning money and that's it. So it'll be really nice to actually have, yeah, like kind of a progression, like an actual pilot would, I guess. Like start with a small plane, earn money to buy a bigger one, just like you do in on air and stuff. You fly night at all the time. You have the GPS, go for it. Yeah, I'll keep it on night. It's pretty flat terrain around here anyway, so I don't know if we're missing out on too much. No offense to people that live in Oklahoma. Can you fly from Miami to Cuba in a Cessna? That's a good question. In the 172? Yeah, that's... I don't know. Yeah, it matters how many miles it is, I guess. I don't know offhand. I'd have to look it up. I mean, if you fly... Does it save you time if you fly like towards the Bahamas first and then south from there? It does look really cool at nighttime. I feel like I haven't flown night for a while. Really cool part about Neo flying on air. Yeah, I remember starting in the 172 and on air, and then I think a ways into it, I switched over to the SR22 because it wasn't much more to rent compared to the 172, and then I could fly faster with the same number of passengers, like take 2 or 3 passengers. So that was pretty cool. And then, yeah, eventually I started renting the 208, the Grand Caravan, and I did rent the CJ4 a bit too, which was really fun. But yeah, I feel nervous when I rent the CJ4. I'm like, uh-oh, better not mess this thing up. Like, I don't think it penalizes you money-wise for crashing it though, right? That's one thing that's really cool about on air is you can play in like crash mode and survival mode where like you can choose that your pilot will like die if you crash. Which is insane, but you could also make it so like your pilot survives and the plane is scrapped if you crash. And I did that in the H135 and lost like $1 million in NeoFly, which was horrible. So night up a coastline's a lot of fun. Oh yeah, like if there's a full moon out or something, it's probably beautiful. You grew up in Oklahoma, it's quite flat. I've been there before. My dad's side of the family is from Arkansas, and he went to OU actually. I think I've only been there once though. All right, I'm doing the run up. Low tech is so bored right now. Oh, 420, nice. The marijuana number. What's a BD5J? 230 miles from Miami to Havana. Oh, nice. Distance may not be the problem. The reception committee upon landing. Well, it's open for tourism now, right? Or at least last year, or a year and a half ago it was. All right, I'm just going to do before takeoff. All right, we're just all set up. All right, switch back over to CDI. I'm going to set my altitude up to... Oh, did it automatically? Oh, it automatically set my altimeter as part of the checklist. Set the altitude up to, we'll just do 3,500. Our lowest, or our highest obstacle is 2,500. All right, and tune the traffic. I do not know the weather. The other day I took off with some crazy tailwinds. It's insane. If you have more than like a 10 knot tailwind, what was I in? Was I in the Cessna or the... I forget if I was in the Cessna or not. Did I start my mission? Yep. Of course I did. Marlon, what are you talking about? Yep. Yep, I did. I'm a thorough pilot. Thanks, Marlon. And are my... Oh, my landing lights aren't on. Did all those checklists and the landing lights aren't on. Let's also turn on the instrument panel lights a little. Oh wait, where are those knobs? Oh, I'm pretending like I'm in the Cessna. Or the Grand Caravan. Yeah, they're over here. There we go. All right, landing, taxi, nav, and strobe. Fuel pump's off, 26. We'll turn the fuel pump See if I remember to turn the fuel pump on for takeoff. All right, and no wind information, no ATIS. But we did land on runway 17, so I can assume that the weather hasn't changed much. We'll depart from 17 as well. All right. All right, so we're gonna go here, make a left to go to line up for 17. Or sorry, we'll turn right, I mean, to line up for 17. Hey Jamie, are you aware of an RNAV bug with a TBM 930? Or in general, the point where you should capture the approach on autopilot isn't working where it should. Instead happens at the last point in the line. Usually the approach is captured at the final approach fix, but is the last point the runway threshold? I think I have had that happen to me before, yes. The G1000 is a lot better with the RNAV approaches, so it could just be a thing where it's with the 930. Are you using the G3000 mod? If you're not using the G3000 mod, I would use that first of all. But yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't flown the TBM for a while, actually. I have a ton of nighttime, and Flight Sim does an amazing job of capturing the real atmosphere. Oh, does it? That's awesome. I know they've been making improvements to it. All right, I'm gonna go all the way up to the end of the runway here. And we'll turn around, we'll sync our heading bug, and then we'll take off. We're only going 45 miles on this one. Yeah, actually, when I'm streaming, I play in a window. I have just one ultra-wide monitor is what I have for my setup. And I used to have two monitors, but I didn't like the split in the middle. So I finally invested in like a really big ultra-wide. It's not the hugest one. What is it, like a 34? It's really nice to play full screen though. But when I'm doing the stream, I have it windowed because you can't, or you could do ultra-wide on the stream, but I prefer to just leave it in regular, like 1440p, 1080p aspect ratio. All right, I'm gonna leave some room here. Okay, he's going in front. I wish I could see the names a little closer up. I know there's a mod for it. All right, whoever's in the Xbox. All right, let's sync our heading bug. Fuel pump is on. I know there's a mod for the traffic nameplates. I just don't know what they are. Or I haven't used the mod before. I think it like makes them a bit smaller. They're just kind of obnoxious when they start. All right, mixture is rich. Low tech 420. Oh, he wants me to do a coordinated takeoff. All right, I'm supposed to stay on the right side. All right, go for it. I'm gonna stay on the right side. 3,500 feet for this one. It'll barely be clear of obstacles. 1,000 feet clearance for the obstacles, but doing 3,500. Oh, tiny plates, is that what it's called? Awesome. All right, we're at 26. There's a plane stopped right here on the runway. We'll just pretend like that's not happening. 50, 55. Whoa. We did it. I'm a little bit faster. I don't know what he's climbing at, but I'm a little bit faster here. Oh, it's called tiny plates. Yeah, I'll check that out after the stream. I wonder if it shows people closer or something. Ah! Wait a minute, we're supposed to go to the left. We're flying to the east. I'm going east. See ya. Did anyone see that Vast Aviation New York ATC video yesterday? It's like, it's just so funny. I'd be like, see ya! Yeah, there was like a citation pilot who yelled see ya to the JFK controller. I think it was JFK. And then the JFK controller's like, see ya! And then the guy, before he switches over to center or whatever, he's just like, I love New York. The controller goes, hell yeah. It's pretty funny. All right, I didn't turn my traffic on. Hey, Jamie, thanks. Enjoy the channel, by the way. You're far the best instructor for this. Some easy to understand directions, entertaining. Thanks, dude. Appreciate it. Yeah, I just took a chance at posting some videos. I didn't know they'd be so helpful to people, so I'm glad they are. And I mean, I feel like I learn as much. I mean, I'm motivated to learn a lot more by making the videos, so that's helped me kind of accelerate and just really go fully at it. Even though I don't really have any plans to fly for real, I think it's like kind of inevitable that I'll take a discovery flight. I just haven't quite done it yet. But yeah, everybody in chat is always super helpful too, and I learn things from the YouTube comments every video. So it's mutual. I'm learning a lot from it as well. Oh, we're already up at 3,500 feet. See how much speed we can get on this one. We're gonna have a nasty crosswind like the whole time. We have a 35 knot crosswind coming out of the south right now, so that's great. Hey Pedro, greetings from Los Angeles. Why do you need the pumps on only for landing and takeoff? I think so. It's the electric fuel pump is my understanding. So it's like a secondary backup fuel pump, and you turn it on for redundancy just in case the primary fuel pump fails. Pretty sure that's why. Whoa, why is my trim is going nuts? So one change they made back, I think it was in Sim Update 5. If you guys have the Bravo throttle quadrant and you use the pitch trim wheel, it's not bound to an axis, right? It's bound to a button press. So every time you use the pitch trim wheel, it's like pushing pitch trim down, pitch trim down, pitch trim down as you turn it. It used to be very, very insensitive. You would have to roll it like 5 rotations, you know, like you'd have to do it a lot, but they made a change where it's like 10 times more sensitive now. So I'm getting a little bit used to it. It's a little bit, it's just much more touchy than it was, which is better. I just have to get used to it. I'm used to like spinning the thing around like a madman, but it's cool now. Hey, thanks for flying along, Low Tech. This is sweet. Who did I take off with? Who's in the green, the Xbox livery in the 172? That's who I took off with. That was fun. Thanks for flying along. I know I don't like try to meet up with people. I gotta learn to do that better because multiplayer is super fun. Oh, and I'm gonna turn on the GPS bearing again too. I use Logan's trick for when we get closer. There we go. GPS bearing is on. And then I'll look up the runways on the way in. Pretty dark in Oklahoma. At least we have kind of like the ambient lighting or whatever they're doing. Because it's... What time is it in Oklahoma right now? It's like 10 p.m. I think in Oklahoma. Whoops, I'm way too high. I said 3,500 feet. I'm almost at like 5,500. So I'm coming down now. My perpetual problem of always being way higher than I should be. Continuous ignition? Oh, engine switches. Oh, I don't know anything about that. I'll let you guys cover that one. Spad next. You combine the wheel in there and just how many clicks each button press will be. Oh, nice. I didn't know that. Awesome. I don't mind how it is right now. I really hated it the way it was before. You can see I'm just trimming all over the place right now as I say that, but before it was just obnoxious how many times you had to turn it. Now it might be a little too sensitive, but at least it's better than it was before. Oh, you're in Oklahoma City? Awesome. All right, I'm gonna try. I really need to get down. I'm so bad. This crosswind is insane. We have a 30 knot, almost 30 knot crosswind directly from the south. Perfect flight planning by me, taking us, I totally checked the winds. I obviously loaded up windy and looked before I took off here. Got a full weather report. Clearly. Oh, continuous ignition. I see. I kind of see. All right, 4,900. I'm way too high. Try to get down to 3,500. I think during another stream, someone was trying to point out this, basically this little tiny diamond here, which is like a a heading prediction indicator. I think someone was trying to point that out to me a couple streams ago. This little tiny diamond basically shows, is it based on 6 seconds like the speed indicator? But it basically shows what our course is. It's basically like a course prediction or a heading prediction of where we're actually flying on where we're current aiming. Oh, ground track, yeah. That's what it's, okay. It's so small. I don't think it was in any of the other avionics. I think it's unique to the NXi, which is why I'm not familiar with it. He's going down. Yeah, that's in the Mooney, right? Yeah, anyway, someone was trying to point that. Yeah, so it makes it easier to line up with the wind. So now I can just turn. I haven't used it really until just now, but I just remembered it. So yeah, now I can turn until that pink diamond is on the pink arrow for our course there. Yeah, that's neat. That's something I should point that out in the next video as well, even though it's already in there as like a hot tip. And then I still can never believe how small the turn coordinator is, or the standard rate turn. That right there, that little magenta line that comes out for the standard rate turn, it's so tiny. It's just like impossible to see in this sim. I had an issue where the in-game ATIS message retracted. Did that happen automatically? Hope I don't have like some weird spam setting on for the chat. Yeah, man, that indicator is awesome. All right, so we got 29 miles left.
Kansas City Center, Cessna November 21 Kilo India Papa is type Cessna
Skypark.
What? 10 miles south.
Oh, did it turn on? Did it turn on my assistant setting again? What the heck? Oh, I hit 1 by accident. Whoops. All right, 3731, I guess. Oh, what? What? How did it do it automatically? What's going on? I didn't hit anything. Is my 1 button stuck or something? No, I guess not. All right, 2977. Update those. A user can delete their own post. Oh, okay. You have retractable comments. Ah, that's one criteria to be a complex YouTube commenter, is having retractable comments. LOL. Ground track's invaluable when you're doing instrument holds. Oh, yeah, yeah. So when you do holds, you don't fly. Are you supposed to fly? You're supposed to calculate the crosswind? Wow, that's crazy. That is so much work. That's just scary. I mean, I'm sure you get used to it, but that's pretty crazy. You guys are at the right altitudes. DNA is down there at the right altitude. I'm way too high still. Look at the crosswind. It's cool too that if you use the third person camera, this default back view, basically it's, you know, it's looking at your course basically, or your track, I guess. So you can really see how insane the crosswind is that we're aiming into. The crab is real. So I'm going to turn left a little bit because I'm off course. And I'm up at 5,000 again. You just keep trimming down, it feels like. Your outbound legs should be flown with the crosswind correction, so your inbound legs lined up perfectly. Oh, that makes sense, yeah. Because obviously that's important that the inbound leg is correct, or that you're precisely on it. I got you. I mean, I guess that's, you know, if you're using autopilot, I guess it's, well, I mean, life is easier if you're using autopilot in general, I guess. But then you could just use it, change your heading bug, but just keeping an eye on the, that track predictor or whatever, what's it called again? The ground track, sorry, indicator. Yeah, I'm not using a yoke. Because I have my microphone like on a mic boom arm or whatever that's in front of me, I have the alpha yoke, but I don't use it much because my mic kind of gets in the way. So I use the TCA side stick and the Honeycomb Bravo throttle, and then I have the Crosswind, the MFG Crosswind pedals, which I don't really recommend to people. The Bravo I 100% recommend. The TCA side stick, I think it's good if you want a left-hand stick because it's ergonomic or it's symmetrical, so you can use it in either hand, which is really nice, which is why I got it. Because most of the time when you're flying a plane, like you're using your left hand on the stick. If you're assuming your left seat, then your left hand is either on the yoke or your left hand is on the stick in pretty much every plane, except for like a lot of tail draggers will have the throttle. Some tail draggers will have the stick on the right hand and then the throttle's along the left side of like the fuselage. But for all of these planes, like, you know, the Cirrus, the Cessna, the Diamonds, like the Airbus, you know, they're all left hand sides. You're either holding the yoke or the side stick with your left hand, never your right hand. So I really wanted a left hand stick. And there aren't very many options outside of like the T16000, which is basically the same thing as the Airbus side stick. The only difference is just, I think the TCA has a lot more buttons on the thumbstick. So I would actually recommend the TCA 16000 if you want to stick, because it's also, I think, symmetrical. I think you can use it left or right-handed. I'm pretty sure. Might have to double check on that. But it has more controls on it too. The Airbus side stick only has one hat on it, so I don't have like an electric pitch trim on my thumb, which would be really nice. And I've also looked at like the Vfr, like the really high-end sticks, but they're all right-handed, and I really want a left-handed stick. Why don't I use the knobs on the Bravo to change the heading bug? Oh yeah, it's okay. It's a little tedious to use it. You have to like memorize. On the Bravo, you have to memorize the positions of that left knob. So how it works on the Bravo is you have two little knobs. One of them is like a plus minus knob, and the other one is you're choosing what thing you're doing plus minus to. So basically you have 5 positions on the left knob. So if you want to change the heading bug, you have to remember to turn it to like, I think it's the 3rd position, and then use the right knob. Yeah, that's the one. So now I'm moving the heading bug with it. But actually, the reason why I don't use it too much is I just get in the habit of showing everything on the screen as much as possible so people can see what's happening. So no matter what you have, you see kind of what I'm doing. I'm not just doing anything like invisibly, I guess. I think it's just a habit I'm forming and making the videos. I kind of want to show everything on the screen. So no matter what peripherals you have, it's kind of easy for you to do. Oh yeah, that track thing is so useful right now. There, I'll use the heading bug switch. It is really nice on the Bravo though. Like, I like how you get so many functions out of those 2 knobs. It's awesome. But the pitch trim wheel is the best part. The pitch trim is like the absolute best part of the Bravo. I love using it. All right, I'm at 36. DNA perfect is doing pretty perfect. All right, let's see what runways we have coming up here. So again, I'm just gonna find them on the procedures menu. Oh, there's an RNAV 17. So there's a 17 and a 35. 17 and a 35, and we got winds coming from the south. So we're gonna wanna land into that. So we'll wanna land on the 17 south facing runway. Wasn't that two 17s in a row? Oh, we landed on 17 and took off from 17. And same at this airport we're going to, we'll have a 17. We're gonna have some crazy headwind again. We're at 40 knots, 35 knots right now. This is nuts. It's crazy. Pilot in command traditionally flies left seat. Oh yeah, opposite in helicopters. Yeah, I should fly right stick then. I'm like in perpetual training. G1000 makes holding super easy. Yeah, the NXi, programming the hold in the NXi is really cool. I tried to do it on my last stream, but it didn't work because the missed approach procedure is not part of the flight plan yet. So if you do a direct to like a VOR to do the hold at, I couldn't load the hold on the VOR as a direct to waypoint. It has to be part of the flight plan itself as an en route waypoint. So I wasn't able to do it. If I paused and like programmed it in as an en route waypoint, I would have been able to, I guess. But I didn't take the time to do that during the stream. Found someone selling a SciTech Pro flight yoke for $30 on Facebook. Tried out before deciding to drop money on the Honeycomb. Yeah, I mean $30 versus $250. Yeah, I mean people have used, as far as I know, people have used the SciTech stuff forever. Like it's the entry level stuff. I have the SciTech yoke, or the, it's Logitech, I guess, purchased it a while back, but I have I still have the first yoke I got in the closet there, which is, yeah, the SciTech or the Logitech one, and it works fine. I have the throttle for that. The only thing I noticed with it is like it flickers the throttle up and down real fast. Like if you ever look at your throttle, it'll be like very slightly moving in and out constantly. The Bravo's a little higher quality, so it doesn't do that. It must have something to do with the components in it. And I don't know the airport elevation, but it looks like we're about 2,000 feet AGL right now. So it'll be probably roughly 2,000 feet in elevation for the airport. I could look it up really quickly. Oh yeah, I always forgot. I keep forgetting it. On Skypark, you actually have that information. They give you the airport elevations in here. So Buffalo, yeah, 1,800 feet at KBFK. Runway's 17. We're gonna land on 17. 1,800 feet for the field elevation. And I guess I can use OBS mode this time. Grab OBS and dial in, whoops, all the way around. 170. I don't know the actual runway heading, so we'll dial in 170. But it looks like we can see it's probably the lights of the airport right over there. I don't see the beacon just yet. Oh, I didn't turn my fuel pump off, did I? Oh, I did turn my fuel pump off. When did I do that? Yeah, that looks like the airport lights right over there. We're just on like a really long base leg, I guess. You have the SciTech, the installation's complicated. No drivers. The installation for the yoke is complicated? Oh, I turned it off when you asked. Oh, I thought I was turning it on. I turned it off for takeoff. Great job, Kip. I'm the guy that makes the tutorials doing the wrong things. That's totally fine. Setting up the X Touch mini MIDI controller. Some people do some really advanced stuff, advanced things with their flight sim setups. I feel like my setup's really basic. I haven't really done anything too hardcore yet. All right, fuel pump's on. All of our lights are on. Mixture is rich. I didn't even lean it. We're only at 3,500. Is it 3,000 or 5? I think it's usually 5,000 for leaning, right? I guess sometimes it's 3,000. I guess it depends on the plane. Looks like somebody's already landed over there. I see some green lights. Wait, is that the airport? Kind of confused. I assume that's the airport, but I don't see a beacon flashing yet. I see some green lights down there. I assume that's a plane landed. Kind of hard to tell. But we're going to descend down to, should go down to 2,800 feet. Let's move the altitude down to 28 as the pattern reminder. Field elevation's 18. I did it perfectly. I had it on for takeoff and then off. I don't remember turning it off. All right, looks like we're number 2 behind DNA. All right, he's at 3,400. We're going to descend more. So pattern altitude's 28. Man, it's hard to tell if that's the runway. I'm expecting a big, like, flashing beacon. And my smart camera is looking more into this area right here. Oh, is that the runway? Oh, that's the runway right there. Oh, wow. All right, we're going to do like kind of a U-turn here. Or a little bit of like an S-turn, I guess. All those lights out there were super confusing. The runway's over this direction. All right, I'm going 1 notch of flaps. All right. I think it was Logan said when it's gusty not to use full flaps, so I will, I'll just do 2 notches this time, see how it is. Because we have 30 knot winds right now. DNA. I think we're gonna go under you. Oh, he's much slower than we are. This is very safe. Oh, left-hand pattern. Yeah, I'm like doing a right-hand turn for like a straight in. I guess I could have overflown it and flown. I mean, we're still 9 miles away. Hopefully this is kosher. We're just all breaking the rules. The ring around the plane on the right side screen, that's just it just shows the distance that I have zoomed into. So it's a 2.5 nautical mile marker. So mattering your zoom level. So you can tell this is 1.5 miles from us now that I've zoomed in. Cross midfield for the left-hand downwind. We're breaking the rules. Sorry, guys. Don't do this at home. Smaller runway on the left. Oh, I think that's a highway to the right. I think there's just this one runway right here. Yeah, there's only one runway at this airport, from at least according to Skypark. Actually, according to the approaches too. All right, we're at 400 AGL right now. I feel like I'm a little bit low. All right, I'm just gonna put 2nd notch of flaps. I'm gonna leave it there. I'm not gonna go 3 notches. All right, we're at 75 knots. 18 knot crosswind. Oh, did I turn the fuel pump on? I did. Fuel pump is on. Oh, aligning for the highway. I probably was for a moment. All right, a little gusty again. So I'm only doing 2 notches of flaps per Logan's suggestion. I'm a little high. I'm just going to do like a baby slip. I'm very high. I have failed. All right, coming out of the slip. We're about to stall. Oh, the wind. Woo. Whoops, a little hard on the nose. Whoops. That was a little shaky at the end. Yeah, there's some... The gusts are no joke. They come in. Pretty awesome. High headwind. Yeah, 16 knots. Nice. That was pretty fun. Yeah, that headwind was pretty nuts. Interesting optical illusions when landing at night that are worth a read. Oh, that sounds terrifying. Ah, yes, just your brain playing tricks on you while you're trying to land an airplane at night. The CJ4 flyby. I didn't look at the wingtips. I'm not sure if it was the CJ4 or the longitude. That was pretty fun. Yeah, the nighttime flight is great. It's yeah, it's really different. You guys see that like pink screen on the inside of DNA's plane? Look at that. That's weird. I don't have any custom liveries. Bam. All right, taxi, strobe, nav, fuel pump. Anyone else behind us? Is Coco landing? Uh-oh. Going around. Man, the sound is so great on the jet. That just sounds awesome. Any keywords? Oh yeah, for a Google search. Yeah, that would be cool to read about. Is the FMS knob bugged when trying to select a flight plan waypoint? You have to, oh, okay. Yeah. So this is something I didn't cover. I was meaning to do like a YouTube post about it, even though not too many people will see that. Actually, I'll take the screenshot for that post right now. There, that'll be the screenshot I use. So you have to push the FMS knob in like a button to get the cursor to show up. And that's because now that we have the pages in here, the pages and page groups, you know, it doesn't know that you want to make a change. You know, it thinks you're trying to change pages. You could be trying to change to this flight plan catalog or something. So to enable the cursor, you can actually see down here on the button, it has a label that says, if I can get it. See how it says push cursor right there? So yeah, you just push the you push the middle button in, the small button in, like a button like this. So you do that. It matters if you're using the legacy interaction style, then you just click the center of the button where the hand cursor is on it. And if you're using the new way, if you're on PC, you need to hold down left mouse button and then press right mouse button to push the button in. So you have to do that to enable the cursor over here before you can do anything. So, and that includes getting to the menu button right now. I don't know if that's a bug, but you have to turn the cursor on to even get to the menu here for the flight plan menu for things like activate leg, hold at waypoint. I'll have to mention that in the next video when the next NXi update comes out. But I will make a YouTube post about it because yeah, a bunch of people are asking that, and I forgot to cover it. I actually don't think the traffic map works. Maybe it doesn't work because I'm on the ground, but I haven't seen multiplayer traffic on it. Oh, the CJ4 has landed. That's annoying. Yeah, it's a little it's a little annoying, but at the same time, I don't know how they would know, like how they could make it. How do they know that you're trying to edit the flight plan? Maybe the FPL button should turn the cursor on, and if you scroll to it like this, then it shouldn't because you're using these. I don't know. It could be a bug. Like maybe that's not how the actual one works. I don't know because I don't have a real NXi, but if it is a bug, I'm sure the working title team will get to it. But yeah, you hit FPL and then you push the center dial, the center FMS knob to get the cursor up. But yep. All right, well, at least 3 of us made it. Call it success. And I'm gonna call it dinner time because it's 8:30 now and I need to eat. I don't know what I was gonna say. I don't have anything else to say. That's it. Let me do the shutdown checklist. I didn't even use ATC. Didn't announce my position. You know, after landing. Whoops, that turned some things on. Get credit for the flight. I'm not even at the 500 minute or 500 hour mark. Oh, oops, I hit continue instead of end. I was actually wondering if I lost some of my flights or not, because I thought I would have way more than 500 hours. Oh my God. Wow. This is a historic moment. You know, I'm just gonna enjoy this moment. The 420 hours. Ha ha ha. 420. LOL. We got it. Gotta take a screenshot of that. There we go. I was thinking at my logbook. I'm not sure if it has every flight I've ever done. I know some people had bugs where they lost their whole logbook. Puff, congrats on 420. Yeah, this looks right. August 18th. Is that when the game came out? August 18th, 2020. It says my first flight was in the TBM from Santa Monica to Santa Monica, a 0-minute flight. Wow. The first time I got off the ground was in the 152. Thousands of hours on Flight Sim X. Yeah, I wish I had the Steam edition in a way, just because Steam also keeps track of your hours. So you'd know, but it only knows how long you had the game open, you know, not how long you've actually flown. So I guess the 420 hours is a better number, you know, it's how many actual flight hours you have compared to how long have you had the game open. You know, you could have just, that's going to like double your time probably. You just have it open between flights. Yeah, I have thousands of hours in some games, but this will probably be my second most played quote unquote game. I know it's a sim. People don't like to call it a game of all time, I'm sure. But anyway, that was fun. Thanks for flying along, guys. It's a little impromptu stream. I do want to do like twice a week more often. It's fun as long as there's the appetite for it. Yeah, thanks for joining. Thanks for flying along with me. And I'll probably be on. I have to go pick up my girlfriend on Sunday from the airport. And besides that, I should have time for a stream for a few hours. So, dude, Hugh, stop it. I have a very good career. You do not have to donate. I really appreciate it. I'll get Starbucks again tomorrow. I'll follow the rules. Mr. Hugh Yasol, I believe it's Hugh Yasol. Thank you so much for the $10 again, dude. It's very unnecessary, but I appreciate it. I will go get Starbucks tomorrow. I'll get an Impossible sandwich. And I'll what else will I get? I'll probably get a large black tea, iced, to hydrate, you know. No, I'm pretty sure I'm saying it the right way, and I know I am. I know I'm saying it the correct way. So Mr. Yasol, thank you very much. All right, guys, thanks so much. Thanks for joining. Thanks for flying along with me. You guys that joined the flight. DNA, Logan, thanks for the tips, man. I really appreciate it. That bearing to the GPS tip is golden. I'll probably do that from now on. Merlin, great to see you. Pedro, have a good night. And the rest of you guys are for hanging out. Thanks so much. I'll see you guys next time, probably on Sunday. So take it easy and have fun flying and stay safe. And I think I'm going to grab a beer and grab dinner. So have a good day. Have a good night. See you next time. Thanks again. Oh, and fried chicken. Buy fried chicken.